And welcome back to Bet-A-Palooza. All right, this is time for the crossover. Very interesting bets on DraftKings where you can take NFL Super Bowl bets and kind of parlay them, if you will, with other sports. So we're going to kick it off with Katie. Ooh. What do you got as your first one for this Sunday?
My first bet is what will be more, total goals in the NHL on Sunday, February 13th, or the first half total points in Super Bowl 56, not 57 like I said yesterday. All right, my pick is the NHL, and this is at minus 140. So the most common outcome in the NHL is a 3-2 final. So that's about 5 points there. The second one is 4-2, which is 6 points. There's 4 teams playing in the NHL on Sunday. Minimum 20 points here, but your Avalanche are playing, and they average about 4 points per game. They're going to be rested from the All-Star break. I do think it's going to be a little bit slower starting of a Super Bowl. Bengals are really a second half team, so give me the NHL here at minus 140.
I love that. All right, Jeff, to you.
All right. First, what I have is what will be more, Trae Young made free throws or completed minutes by first score in Super Bowl 56. This is both at minus 110. And I don't know which way I'm going because, you know, Trae is an 89% free throw shooter. And right now he's averaging about seven free throws made and attempted per game. And the average minutes before the first score in the postseason, Rams has been 13, Bengals 5. You split the difference, and that's about 8 minutes. So this is why it's so even between the two. And Trae's playing the Celtics, who he had 10 free throws one matchup and 3 the next. So literally anything can happen. If I had one way to go, I'd probably go with the completed minutes by first score because I can see, especially if the Rams get the ball first, I can see them marching down and kicking a field goal within 2 or 3 minutes, which would make it a little bit quicker. And I don't know if Trae is going to be able to draw draw fouls like that against the Celtics. So yeah, this is as big of a toss up as you're going to get.
Well said, Eric. To you.
Ooh, mine is what's more, Cooper Kupp receiving yards in the Super Bowl or the Atlanta Hawks in total points. And this one is tough because, you know, the Atlanta Hawks are averaging 111 points a game. But Cooper Kupp during the regular season averaged 114 and a half yards a game. And, you know, at first it was kind of easy. I was like, oh, Atlanta Hawks. But then I look over at the Cincinnati Bengals and Chidobe Awuzie, Eli Apple, they're not the best coverage corners in the league right now. So Cooper Kupp might get off. But if the Bengals have a chance of winning, they have to stop that man first. So I'm going to count on this being a lot closer. They're going to double team Cooper Kupp, and the Atlanta Hawks are going to score more points at minus 105.
All right, and now over to DraftKings, Reid Fowler. Reid, great to be with you. What do you got for us in this?
Yeah, thanks, guys, for having me. I'm actually going, so this is great because we're covering all the sports here, and so I'm going to the Waste Management, the WM Phoenix Open, the PGA, which is a party in itself on a golf course. And I'm going to go, the first one I'm going with, what will be more, Jordan Spieth first-round birdies or Matthew Stafford rushing yards. And you would think, like, Stafford isn't a runner, but look at what he's done, guys, over his last 3 games, 22 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards. When you talk about birdies, right, that's not a lot of rushing yards. When you talk about birdies, Spieth, while he came in second last week at Pebble Beach, that's a ton, right? If he's getting around 7 or 8 birdies, fine, that's a great round. But I have him less than that. And you take a look at the Bengals, they've given up 19 rushing yards to Mahomes, 12 to Tannehill, and 20 to Derek Carr. So if we get those double-digit guys, that one's pretty close to feeling confident. We just need to get Stafford above 9 yards, and we'll feel pretty good about that.
All right, I like that.
I love that, Reid. I'm actually going on the same one as Eric, but I'm going to take Cooper Kupp more yards than the Atlanta Hawks. You know the Celtics got the top 4 defensive points allowed. That's going to be a tough one this weekend. Also, you're looking at Kupp. I mean, he's gotten loose for over 160, 140 this playoffs. He's in the comfort of his own building. I mean, 1,947 yards on the season. I mean, you do the quick math on that. Yeah. ATL, they've been hot, they've been cold. I'm going more because of the Celtics defense this year. I'm taking Kupp on the over.
Nice. I found Reid's interesting because, you know, when you look at the Cincinnati Bengals, to stop all these receivers, you're going to have to play a lot of two-man coverage. And when you're playing that two-man, your back is to the quarterback. That leaves the rushing lanes open. That's why Mahomes was able to have those rushing yards as well. So I think that's a great one.
Okay. Is it my turn again?
Absolutely. Right back to you, Katie.
All right. I'm going to the UFC here, guys. So what will be more, Adesanya versus Whittaker, total rounds or the Super Bowl total touchdowns. So I'm taking Adesanya and Whittaker in their over rounds. That's at plus 180. It's a big plus one here, guys. So Izzy knocked out Whittaker in the first time that they matched up against each other. But I do think this is going to be a more competitive fight. Whittaker is an extremely intelligent fighter. He's smart enough and he's tough enough. I think this is actually going to go 5 rounds, all the way to 5. I do think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring of a Super Bowl. Again, it's going to be slower to start going. So I'm going to take the plus 180 on this one. Go UFC.